have a big advantage. But the fight is still on. It's move 33. Wesley so with 20 minutes. Teimour Radjabov only with 4 minutes. Wesley also has an extra pawn. Still, some activity for the black pieces. Apologies. And it ain't over yet.
No, it isn't over. But one thing to also mention, that in the classical portion, once the players reach move 40, they do get a 10-second increment. So it won't be as stressful as playing with no time. Stressful as playing with no time added on the clock. But
the problem for Radjabov, though, is if he doesn't make great moves and find all kinds of resources here in the next 7 moves, he'll just be lost. Wesley will pick up another pawn. It will be game over.
Well,
so he really needs to play well. No.
It's his move, and let's have a go at finding a great move.
The computer says rook c4 is an option, but then the knight jumps to a5, attacking this rook, and I don't even know how black is supposed to mix it. Pawn to e4. All kinds of craziness here. This is the computer line, queen to e2 and knight to d4, trying to hang in there. But Radjabov will have to calculate all of this. I guess the point is now this knight is hanging at the end of the line.
But are you forced to put the queen on e2? So this does look like a nice line, but
yeah, with the computer on, it's a different game as usual. Queen d2, e3, and all of a sudden it finds counterplay.
e3?
Don't ask me why.
Okay, because after you have bishop takes b4.
Yeah.
Very nice counter shot. And is this the only move to survive? Because this is a very deep calculation.
Yeah, rook c4 isn't the only move, and it's still trouble for black. But he's played rook c4. Now let's see if Wesley manages to maneuver. Well, I have the computer running. I can also tell you the first line is knight a5, pawn to e4, and now rook to e2. Not removing the queen, but counter-attacking here. The chaos continues, but white should stay on top. Wesley's strong. He might just spot this, but it is far from an easy technical conversion. They both have to calculate a lot of lines here.
Yeah. Any other moves that could kind of maybe keep control? Because bearing in mind that Radjabov has just over 2.5 minutes, I would be tempted not to allow e4.
It's hard to stop, though. I thought Compi also says rook e2, which looks more in this vein of consolidating than after e4. But once again, it's tactical. He wants knight to d2.
No, I didn't spot that one. Yeah. Okay.
See how
so Wesley
maneuvers.
has no choice but to enter into the crazy complications.
He has time, though. Maybe he can just calculate them. He looks very relaxed, as Anish mentioned.
Yeah, he does.
He's just happy.
Yeah, sometimes this is the key to playing great chess. Just being relaxed, happy, peaceful. And he has all the time in the world to calculate his way out of trouble. Anything to...
I'm just trying to keep an eye on when the Magnus Armageddon starts, but I guess we'll see it on the screen.
Yeah, don't worry, I will warn you in 10 minutes. 10 minutes it will happen, and we will have full control over that. So not easy. Any candidate moves. So we have knight a5.
Yeah, that's the
obvious move.
But sometimes in time trouble, as you mentioned, also there is, or especially if your opponent's in time trouble, he's trying to avoid the forced lines, because I'm sure Radjabov right now is calculating knight a5, e4.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's harder than if your opponent makes a slow move like, oh, queen e2, what am I supposed to do now?
Exactly. But yeah, so what after queen e2, what is black going to do?
I don't know.
At first, I that's jumping the gun a little bit too early. The knight needs to wait until.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
There's
Still rook takes.
the pin. No, queen 2 is not so threatening, so any move. And the game continues, sort of. Of course, white is better, but if he wants to win it cleanly now, then I guess there's no way around calculating this line. Knight a5, e4 is to spot this rook e2 shot.
Yeah. I was wondering, like, if you could kind of like not enter the complications at all. So I like the queen e2, and I know that this is not going to be very popular. But and then move the rook out of the eye line. So just go rook cd2, and then we think about playing knight a5. No,
it's a very slow plan.
Yes, I understand.
I don't know. Wesley is a great calculator, so he has to, take a decision here if he wants to go for a practical approach or if he just feels. But I can just calculate this knight a5, e4, rook e2.
Rook e2, yeah.
Because then that's the way to do it here. The rook is under attack, doesn't have any great squares to go to. Basically, this is the only free square, after which white would just take the pawn. So black would have to give up the exchange here, but it's not enough compensation. I guess he's trying to figure out all these things as we speak.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the bishop and knight are not coordinating well for Teimour. And yeah, okay. So knight a5 is the move that we are looking for, with a tactical counter-strike of the rook. Going to e2, should black play e4. So, yeah, it looks convincing.
Is he going to do it?
Is that the only way to kind of navigate that path after knight a5? Anything else? Does it land Wesley
The rook is
in
under
hot
attack.
water?
If it goes away, it's just a black position.
Yeah, okay. That's
not very coordinated, and white can just win on piece activity. And yeah, Wesley, he's not afraid.
okay.
No ghost, goes knight a5, e4.
e4.
Now let's see if he
And now
spots the
rook
star move.
e2.
Important to take this rook, not the other one, because rook e1. Then this guy would be under attack.
That would be a big disaster. So rook e2. And this is the only way to...
Yes. Queen e2.
Queen
E3
e2
was
allows
a mess.
knight to d...
Queen e2, knight e4, and queen d2, e3.
Yeah. And what about if you go all the way back to queen f1? Yeah, not great.
More trickery. Queen f1. This guy is not protected.
So Wesley has to find rook e2, more or less.
It's the clean
It's the cleanest way to win. It's
win.
the only way to win. Rook e2. Yeah, okay, and now it's on the board. I think it should be more than possible. I think it's just one of those moves that are difficult to spot in calculation.
I know. He seems lost in thought. Queen d2 could also be somewhat tempting
Okay, so how does that work?
when this rook is trapped. So e3 is very much the only move, and pawn takes.
Yeah.
But here, yeah, I guess you get a feeling. The king is a little weak. The black pieces now are coordinating nicely. His knight is a little far away. I guess he will try to avoid that. And it's not so hard to calculate once you're here, because it's all forced. Black can, after queen e2, he can resign or try e3. And queen e2, knight d4 is not so complex. I think he's going to do it, but he's taking his time.
I agree. I think he will play that rook e2. I think Wesley has full control here. I don't think we need to doubt anything. And for those of you wondering when the Armageddon game between Magnus and Wang Hao will start, it will start at 10 to 9, so in 6 minutes. And
Here comes the rook.
rook e2 on the board. Wesley
So sharp.
spots those opportunities.
This is a tough spot for Radjabov because nothing really works within the forced line, so he probably has to try to keep the tension, play a move like Queen G6, which also doesn't really seem to work, unfortunately, but at least it's tricky.
What is the trick?
Rook takes knight h4, and with threatening checkmate, rook takes h4. Then queen d3 and takes. Promise, white has rook g4.
G4, right?
And it continues, but still, this looks by far like the best chance.
Yeah. Knight e3 is coming to defend.
Yeah, but at least from afar, this can look a little scary. The king has to go here.
It's true. Very true. And Radjabov, of course, time is not his friend. He has just under 1.5 minutes. In 5 moves time, he will get that 10-second increment. Have you ever played any time control similar to this?
I don't think so, no. I like it because there's this big time travel which we're experiencing now around move 40, which can be quite exciting. But I don't think I have, no.
Yeah. Well, now he's under a minute. He has to make a move. One of the things that we noticed about Radjabov on the Champions Tour is that incredibly calm, not fazed by time travel at all. So, yeah. But having said that, he's not going to get any added time. So he has to make a move. What do you think? 27 seconds to make, was it 4 moves?
I think all the endgames are lost, so he will try this queen g6 and hope for the best.
No, he doesn't. He's going to lose on time if he doesn't speed up. He has to make, now it's...
He has to make 5 moves.
5 moves in 10 seconds. Come on, make a move. He doesn't get any added time. They're just not used to it anymore.
He goes rook to e8, but that just allows
this
rook to be taken. And then the endgame looks fairly hopeless if takes.
And then knight. Yeah.
All the pawns are dropping.
Okay, he's got 3 seconds.
Yeah, that doesn't help. It might not be mechanically possible to make it to the time control.
Okay, is he going to do this?
But he's also like 5 pawns down.
And there you go. The hand is outstretched. Yeah, he lost on time.
Okay, I think he might have resigned even, but yeah, it's no big difference.
Yeah. And Wesley, so, you know, he is a man on form. Yesterday he won the Blitz tournament with a 5-win streak. Very impressive. And today he starts off with a bang, defeating Teimour Radjabov in the classical portion. So he nets 3 points.
Yeah. He has white against Magnus tomorrow because of his strategy to get white against Magnus. Yeah, off to a flying start, Mr. So. Looking good.
Looking very good. And this means that we are all primed and ready after that dramatic finish from Wesley and Teimour to start watching the Armageddon between Magnus Carlsen and Wang Hao.
Let's go.
Players discussing here what they could have done. Go on, Jan, treat us to your lip reading skill.
I got nothing.
Something to do
Wesley really enjoys that c3 pawn.